Hello there, man cave lovers, and today what we're going to do is have a little drive of this XK8. I'm in it now. Little video. I've had it now 2 or 3 weeks, not long, but a little sort of update on what it's like to live with an XK8. Wouldn't say I've used this car as a daily in that time I've had it, because I've had a little bit of snow and I haven't really used it in the snow. But it's had a good few days, and putting aside that the car hasn't been any trouble, so I can't really vouch for the reliability so far, but I'm just going to go into what it's like to live with these, and I can say very nice. My daily driver is also another Jag. That's a X-type diesel estate, so another Jag under Ford ownership, but still very nice car. But I've always wanted one of these, and I absolutely love them, and now I own one. What do I think to it? Yeah, for a car that was made in the 90s, the noise levels are surprisingly low, considering you've got frameless windows as well. There's very little wind noise even at speed. Handling is, for the ride quality, the handling is quite astonishing as well. Performance is pretty good even today. I mean, back when these cars were new, they must have been quite something else. I mean, short of the XKR, there weren't a lot that was quicker. I mean, these were basically a 90s supercar to a degree, built to compete with the likes of the BMW 8 Series and the Mercedes SL. But these were like half the price of them. But we're not talking about what these were like 20 years ago. We're talking about what these were like, or what these are like in 2021. Lovely. I'm sitting there now, 60 miles an hour. We're doing 1,600 RPM. Cruise control on. Aircon set to 18. So it's lovely. Yeah, it's a lovely place to be. This is an early car. This is a 1999. It's got the AJ27 V8 engine. They did several different engine lines in these. When these cars were launched in 96, they had an AJ26 engine. That got changed in about 99 to the AJ27, which is what this one is. Basic differences in them engines were, the AJ27 has got electronic cam timing and electronic cruise control, where the earlier cars had mechanical cam timing and vacuum cruise control. There are several other differences to the heads. The pistons were different. There were various modifications, but the ones to look at was, if you've got electronic controls for your cams and your cruise, you know you've got the AJ27. Also, on the engine cover of the AJ26, they just had Jaguar V8. On the AJ27, they had Jaguar V8 and then a little 4-litre badge underneath. That's also another denote that you have the 27 engine. Anyhow, without getting all anal with the engines, they have pretty much all the same power, so it doesn't really matter. Some of these cars did have replacement engines when they were new, because they had a different cylinder liner in, which didn't agree well with low sulfur fuel, so Jaguar did replace quite a few engines in the first couple of years. But I think now these cars are 22 years old. If the original engines have survived this long, they're fine. It was just low sulfur fuel they didn't agree with back in the late 90s, early 2000s, but that's all been outlawed long ago. So, but yeah, extremely comfortable, very quiet, lovely car to drive, lovely place to be, absolutely outstanding place to be. Say, cruising in the 60, 70, 80 miles an hour is just effortless. Fuel economy, a lot of you are going to say, oh, V8, I bet that's 15 to the gallon. No, not exactly. I don't live in town, and I certainly never take this on town or city work, if I'm honest. Bicycle, that's why I'm on the wrong side of the road. But no, I live in a village sort of 8 miles from town, so my general driving about with this, I haven't taken it on motorways yet, and I've never really sat in heavy traffic with it, so I can't vouch what fuel economy is like around a city or in heavy traffic, because I haven't tried it. But my general potting about, you know, sort of, I go from village to my partner's house, which is on the outskirts of town. So I do a bit of, you know, 7-8 mile sort of trips one way, to sort of 15-mile round trips. I have took on a couple of 50-mile round trips to the next town along to go to work, and I can tell you that the average fuel economy, just dodging about, is showing 25 miles to the gallon. This is in the UK, so your figures in America, where your gallon is different, will be slightly different. But yeah, 25 miles to the gallon, which for a car this size I really don't think can be sniffed at. On a dual carriageway the other day, I did zero the trip meter. On a dual carriageway I got up to 70, zeroed the trip meter, checked it after 12 miles, it was averaging 34. So 34 to the gallon. Can't grumble. If you drive them hard, I just think I'll use a fair bit more, but I tend not to drive it hard. I drive it normally, just keeping up with everyone else. If you started punching it about, I just think you'd probably use more. But yeah, absolutely love the car, lovely to drive. The steering feels surprisingly connected to the road. These are nothing like an XJ6, so if you think they're going to cos up the bumps and smooth out the bumps like an XJ6, think again. They won't. You can actually feel the road through the car, you can actually feel the bumps a little bit. Not to the point where it breaks your back when you drive over a cat's eye, but you can feel what's going on, which is good. It's good, it makes for a more modern ride, and it makes for quite good handling as well. Like I said, these are surprisingly good handling cars. So I'm going to stop waffling on now. You've seen what the car can do. I will find somewhere to stop and we will have a look around this thing. So, well, yeah, I'll see you guys in a little while, and then I'll give you a little tour and show you some of the quirks and features I've found. Right, I'll be back in a minute, guys. Bye-bye for now. So here we are, folks. We'll have a quick walk around the outside of this XK8, then we'll show you inside. We've just been for a drive, you've just seen it. So I thought I'd give you a little show of what she's like and what she's all about. She's an absolutely beautiful machine. Whatever angle you look at this car, it's good looking. So let's have some of the quirks and features. For a start, no boot button, no manual control to get the boot open. You've either got to come in the XK8 bit, put your key in and release it that way, or you've got to push the remote on your remote like that, or there's a button inside the car to release it. No button under here at all. While we're at it, let's have a look inside the boot. There's not a lot to see in there. It's a pretty standard boot, really, apart from my battery charger and my gloves. You have a multi-changer, but the boot is cavernously big, so you do have quite a large boot, and our traffic triangle and bits, but as you can see, there's no manual button for the boot. Let's have a look round inside the car. As you see, the doors being pillarless doors, the windows drop when you open the handle. giving us the inside. And one word inside these cars: sumptuous. You have gorgeous, gorgeous leather seats, really nice leather, wood and walnut steering wheel. Let's get in. What have we got in here? We have fuel cap and boot release there. Nothing unusual too much about that. There's a valet button. These cars come with a green key and 2 black ones when they were new. And the idea was, if you was parking your car at a country club or a posh restaurant and the valet parked your motor, you would get out the car, press the valet button and give the valet boy the green key, and that would only enable him to start the car and lock it. He couldn't unlock the boot or the glove compartment. The valet key did not fit them. And when you reinserted your black key, when you come back to the car and unlocked it with your black key, it turned valet mode off, so everything worked again. Dials, yep, nothing too unusual about them. They sit quite back into the dashboard, which is nice, so the passengers can't really see anything. This is totally driver orientated. The later models lost these 3 in favour of a sat-nav. In my opinion, big mistake. Half the appeal of these cars is the 3 gauges there as well. I just think they're so much more classic than losing them and putting a little screen there. Didn't like it. I basically like the Series 1 cars of these better than the Series 2s. This is an early car. It's not facelift. On the facelift, they made the bumpers more bulbous. They put the fog lights in flush. A lot of them lost these gauges for the screen. I didn't like it. I purposely looked for an older car. I could have easily got one 3 years newer for my same budget, but I didn't want one. I wanted an early car, so I hung out for this one. What other quirks and features is there here? Well, we have the trip computer, which comes straight out of a Ford, I do believe. Not the easiest thing to work, but once you got the hang of it, isn't too bad. We have the Bluetooth telephone and the cruise control buttons this side, and the resume, change of tracks, automatic lights, automatic wipers, front rear fog lights, traction control off. This little nipper here, headlight adjusters to adjust the beam of your headlights up and down. Isn't that natty? And it even pushes in to tuck it away. Heated front screen is there, the heated rear screen, the heater controls. That's all pretty straightforward. But this is all beautifully matched walnut in here. If you look, all this walnut is actually cut out of one piece. They weren't just assembled in a factory and then any bit went to any car. The whole cars, because these are actually aluminium overlaid in walnut or wood, whatever. And they actually get the aluminium panels for the one car. And a guy actually dressed each piece for that motor. That's why these grains all match perfectly, because that's all cut out of one piece of wood. If you got another panel out of a car from a breaker's yard, it wouldn't, well, it'd fit, but it wouldn't look right. It certainly wouldn't match. That's how you can tell if the airbags have been deployed on the passenger side or this has been damaged, because this won't match this. Bit of a telltale sign there. Gear shifter I did change for myself because I didn't like the standard one. We just have the sport button for the auto box, cruise control on, the ashtray. That's quite novel. A nice soft touch. It don't just spring open, it's a nice cushion touch. Same with the glove compartment. Just a soft spring, which is also nice quality touch. Auto dipping rear view mirror. Somebody in the past, well, it was the last owner, the guy who bought the car off, he actually changed the original Jaguar radio because he wanted a hands-free telephone. So he's fitted a microphone up here and a DAB radio CD in here that's got MP3 and talks to your phone and stream and all that business. To be honest with you, I'm not fussed about it. I was so tempted to put it back to the standard radio and use the multi-changer in the boot. But I haven't bothered yet. Whether I will, I don't know. Standard J gate for your gearbox. So yep, 5-speed ZF gearbox. Inside the glove compartment, centre armrest, sorry, lift him up. Nothing especially, sort of, your tyre pressures are in quite an unusual place. The little tyre pressure sticker in there. And there's even a room for your cassettes and your chewing gum. So you can put your cassettes in there. Because some guys might like to bang on the Willie Nelson on the cassette player, or put the Waylon Jennings on. But yeah, I'm afraid I don't even own a cassette anymore. Quirks and features. The back seats are a big quirk and feature. I'll tell you why. They are useless. I don't think anyone could sit in them if they had legs. But yes, back seats, these are really a 2-seater if I'm honest. 2+2, whatever. But they look absolutely beautiful. But as for anybody sitting in them, you might get an adult sitting crossways in them. Not the safest or most comfortable position to be sitting, but I suppose you could get an adult crossways. But these aren't really cars to ferry more than 2 people about. They really aren't. There's a subwoofer under that grille in the back. And these cars are just so well finished. This one's had a new headliner as well, which was a common problem with them. The headliners used to fail. But apart from that, everything's really, really, really nice in them. So, something we can't really grumble about. Not a lot else to say about inside here. What we might as well do, while we're here, we might as well have a look under the bonnet, in case you guys are interested at all in it. So if we come round this side and we give this a pop up, we will have a look. Right, under there is the heart of the beast, Jaguar's AJ27 engine. Like I was saying, denoted the AJ27 by the 4-litre decal there. The AJ26 never had that. So it's Jaguar's 32 valve V8, electronic valve timing, and producing about 300 horsepower. It's absolutely phenomenal. And whisper quiet, with the standard exhaust you can't hardly hear this thing running. So what we could do, let's start this thing up just so you can see it. We'll put the old key in, and there she goes. She's into life. We'll come round the back to the tailpipes. You can hardly hear a thing. I haven't got anyone with me to rev the car, but believe me, you can hardly hear it. So that is Jaguar's beautiful AJ engine. Really, really nice. Obviously the bonnet opens this way just like the old E-Type did. Nice solid close noise. Look at that. That's basically it. We have seat controls there for the electric seats. Wood rim steering wheel. So yeah, this is really what the XK8 is about. Absolutely beautiful thing. Be even more beautiful if I had the door shut, like so. There she is. She's a lovely, lovely car. So, hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. Like and subscribe to the channel. There will be more videos in the future. Sorry about the camera skills, but I'm on my own, as always. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. So it's bye-bye from me, and it's bye-bye from her. See you next time, guys. Bye-bye for now.